taking the time to be here on What's the Bottom Line. And I'm really, really excited to be on this call. It's something that we actually was arranged just a few days ago. And we're going to talk about a number of things that's related to the industry of actually having to build up leads and help you build your business. And as for myself, I'm a very busy person, as many of you probably out there are. Whether you have a brick and mortar business, whether you're involved in some sort of marketing of some sort, a lot of us are on a schedule that we have so much going on that we really want to kind of get out of the rat race, and we want to be able to build something, and we're like, okay, how do we do this with that kind of lifestyle? So what I did is I actually reached out to a really good friend and someone that I've drawn close to now, who I've watched a lot and I've learned a lot from, and this gentleman has built his home-based business to a point now where he's created enough of an income for himself where he's able to focus full-time on helping other people and working from his home and enjoying life in that way. And he's really been all about helping other people, and whether or not he's working with you directly within his business, it doesn't matter. He's really put himself out there to help other people, and he's proven that to me in our last conversation we even had, and he's offered lots and lots of help to me. And so I really want to take this warm welcome, and I really want to have an opportunity to introduce to you a good friend of mine now, and who I'm looking forward to working with many times. And of course, in our conversations, we've talked about some travel destinations he wants to join me on in the future. So it's exciting to actually get to know him better. And this is when I want to introduce my good friend, Jonathan Puga.
Hey, what's going on? It's Stacy. It's great to be on your show, and it's great to be able to give back to everybody, because that's what it's about. Once people can understand, the more people you help and lift up, the better off you're going to be, and everybody else is going to be, and the whole world is going to be. That's when you know that you're going to be successful, when you get that.
Absolutely, I agree with you 100%, Jonathan. And I know there's a lot of people who are wanting to watch this program, really wanting to learn from you, and like myself, also I want to learn from you on this program. And so I'm going to start with a few questions, and we're just going to go from there, and we're going to wing it. So that's what this is all about, right? So we're going to start with basically people who have a very busy lifestyle. So for people like myself and many others out there who have a full-time job or a business, and they want to get away from that rat race and build this one step at a time, how would you suggest that they go after getting leads that are like automated, a way of actually creating leads for themselves?
Well, first of all, for everybody out there that's working a full-time job, I used to be in that situation. I was actually self-employed and had my own business, but basically the same thing. But the key for me was just wanting it bad. And I stayed up late. When I got off work, I just work on the internet, work online, work on myself. I wake up extra early. I hardly got any sleep, because that's how bad I wanted it. So what I did was I turned to the internet and found a mentor, and that's someone that was documented, and I learned from him. And I just did everything that he said, and I was able to get results. And I also seeked out some other mentors that were more skilled in the set of generating leads. As to what I really liked was solo ads. I don't know if everybody knows what those are, but those really helped me skyrocket my business and go to a full-time income. And that was one of the best things. But you have to build a relationship. It doesn't matter if you're marketing, what kind of leads you're attracting, if it's from YouTube, from Facebook, from any social media. You have to build a relationship at some point. I mean, you have to. And I believe that you need to pick up the phone, or you need to do a Google Hangout like me and Stacy are doing, or a Skype. You have to build that relationship. And now, with the tools that we have like Google Hangout and Skype, we can do that. So I built my whole business online. I mean, I've recruited people offline, but mostly everybody that I've generated, into my team and anything that I'm doing has been from online. So I'm telling you right now, one of the guys I learned from, my main mentor, Robert Hollis, he built a huge organization just using the internet. I'm not sure what company it was, but it was a network marketing company. He built it to huge sums. I mean, he hit the top of the company just using the internet. So that's the power of the internet, and that's all you need is the internet, and that's where everything is going, to social networking, social branding. Email is still there. It's just a wonderful, wonderful, um, you know, tool that we have now with the internet. And what I did basically when I got started was I got into a training system, and that training system actually showed you self-development, showed you, value, how to give value, how to talk to people, build relationships, how to do this business. So I took all that knowledge and I started applying it, and then I started to want to generate leads. And there's multiple ways you can do that. You can generate your own leads from different social media sites. You can buy leads, or you can do solo ads. So for someone that was busy like myself, I did all the other stuff because I made time for it, and I also did the advertising because I had the money to do it. Now, not everybody has money to do that, but I did, and I figured out ways to find extra income. I did what I had to do. So I did that, and I did a thing called solo ads, and I learned my solo ads. What a solo ad is, it's somebody that has a big list of people that are looking to make extra money online, to look for a home-based business, that need extra money, and they built a relationship with them already through their email list. So all you do is you just say, hey, I'm going to give you this amount of money, and they charge you like 30 cents to 50 cents to 60 cents a click, and then you buy so many clicks, and those clicks go to your website. They click on your website, and some of those become leads. And then from those leads, you get upgrades, and you get sales. And then with my company, I get paid very high commissions. So I was in profit and making a good amount right away. So I was, in some companies you don't get paid but 10%. So it's really kind of peanuts, just to do that with. So it's not really smart to do that with. You have to find something that is gonna pay you, pretty handsomely, as a higher commission, $50 and up, So that's what I did, and I was able to get my money back on most of those solo ads, and I was able to get signups and build business and build relationships, and that's something that I did when I was away. So it was basically that person that was running the solo ad would email it away, and I would be at work doing my satellite technician. If you don't know what I do, I used to be a satellite technician. I had my own contract with DirecTV and Dish Network, and I was always working from the morning to the night. You just, whenever you finish the jobs they give you for the day, that's when you get off. If you don't finish, you got to go back the next day. So that's what I did. I leveraged that, the solo ad part, and I learned that from a multi-millionaire that owns his own direct sales company right now. And he took me under his wing and showed me how to do solo ads and the ins and outs, because you have to know what you're doing. If you go to the wrong people, you're going to lose all your money. And it's not really cheap all the time. It's, from $50 all the way up to $1,000, and even more sometimes. So you just have to budget yourself and use that, and be sure that you have a good offer capture page and a good presentation that's going to get people to opt in and want to know more. And that's going to generate you leads, and then you just follow up. I'd email them and follow up. I'd pick up the phone and call them. And that's something I did that really helped me get to the top. And also, I did Craigslist back when Craigslist was okay to do. Now it's really extremely difficult to do it. I mean, unless you jump through some hoops. I mean, I have one of my business partners that is she's just a studette on Craigslist. She knows, how to, generate so many leads. It's ridiculous. I know a lot of people that know how to do Craigslist, but it's really difficult and not duplicatable, so I don't teach it. But there is a science to the solo ads. There's a certain way to do it, how you contact these people. And I have a solo ad Rolodex of the best top solo ad providers, in home-based business. That's something I've always, had with me, and I only share it sometimes, but I'm willing to share that with everybody because I want people to succeed. You know what I mean? And I think that's one of the best ways that got me going. But Also, I did social media, and built the relationships, and over time, because that takes time when you're building on social media, and I'll go more into that, but that's basically how I would get started if I was, like I was in the situation where I was working all day, every day. That was a way to generate the income, fast.
Right. That's absolutely right. It's interesting, Jonathan. We were talking about this just the other day, and online. There's there's so much skepticism in people, and you can post, and then we all try to post so many different things on Facebook, and we're trying to get the word out there, just letting people watch our links and just take a look at what we have to show them. And yet there's a lot of skeptical people out there, because I know there's also a lot of systems out there that don't necessarily work. And one of the things I've really learned, and then you're talking about your mentor, and like myself, I have an amazing mentor as well, who's also taught me it's all about building know, like, and trust with people. And so it kind of goes back to what we were talking about, and how you and I started conversing with each other on Google Hangout there. Just, I think it was the day before yesterday. So really the first time you and I actually had a chance to really talk outside of just texting each other on Facebook. So we really kind of got to know each other on a personal level too, and found out we have some common interests. So obviously, our relationship was built by actually visually seeing one another and actually starting to communicate and get to know each other. So our know, like, and trust with one another now is where it needs to be for us to be able to take everything we're going to do together now to the next level, next step. So I know you touched on that with the solo ads and with the automated systems. So, and maybe just touch base on it just briefly one more time, so people really get the point that yes, you can have an automated system. Yes, you can get leads, but if you don't do anything with those leads, or if you don't treat those leads like they're an actual person, they're really not going to amount to much of anything other than money out of your pocket with really no results.
Right. And another thing I did throw in there was I did YouTube videos. As busy as I was, I did that because my mentor did that, and I saw his results, so I was like, I need to do videos, and I procrastinated a little bit, but then I just decided, I'm going to do it, and it didn't take me much time. I did 2 to 4 minute videos, and everybody can do that. There's no excuse of doesn't matter how long you're working. You can grab your smartphone and take a video of something of value. That's why you have to read books, be in a system with someone that's documented, that has training that works, and then just talk about whatever that you learned that day. You can go to we're talking home-based business here. You can go to Network Marketing Pro, watch Eric Worre interviews, listen to the guys he interviews, and then get value off of that. You can go to my channel, get to the point, jonathanpuga.com, and listen to all the interviews I did with all these successful people. Listen to it, take a video, talk about what you learned, the nuggets, and then upload it to YouTube from your phone. So you can start building a following, because the best lead in the world is the lead that seeks you out. That's someone that searches you out. You know what I mean? That's the number one thing that you want people to do. That's what builds the following, by you giving value out there. The solo ads, the marketing and advertising is great, because you're gonna get some sales, and you still have to develop that relationship. But the key is to put your own piece of content out there every single day, generate leads that way, and generate a following that way. So that's why I always tell everybody, you gotta do YouTube. You gotta do it. It's really not an option if you want to be successful nowadays, because people want to know, like, and trust you, and people don't care what you know until they know that you care. So you have to develop that relationship, and the best way to do that is with video. As far as the automated process, there really isn't an automated process. I mean, buying solo ads and leads, and we'll go into more of buying leads, but you still have to develop that relationship when you get the leads. You still have to call them back. You still have to, call them up and, say, how can I help you? Get into a conversation with them, make a friend, and then help them and build them up. You have to have, go through self-development every day too. You have to build people up, because a lot of people don't have confidence, or they're like, oh, I don't know if I can do this. That's why you have to be a leader and inspire them to be great, because greatness is inside of everybody. You just have to draw it out of them and build them up and lead by example, and do the right things that you should be doing. But that's the best way that you can do that. Just get your solo ads. If you don't know how to do it, of course, just message me on Facebook. I'll help you out, and get that going, and then you'll start getting lead flow, and then and then social media, be working that. Put your videos up on YouTube, get your Facebook going, so you're building your network, building your following, but you're actually making money too, because you got leads coming in and upgrading and selling, and you're building a relationship with them. So you basically have a big old funnel, and you're just filtering people all the way through it. And it's like digging for gold and digging for diamonds. You have a big old bucket, and it has a big hole, on the bottom of it. You just keep throwing people in, they keep dropping off, but then you're gonna find those diamonds, and it's gonna block up the bottom of it, and eventually you're gonna have a full bucket and be making enough money to do whatever you want to do. And you just have to develop those leaders. You can't just sign people up and leave them to the wayside. You have to develop those people, help them get a paycheck. If you don't help people get a paycheck, they're gonna quit, and then you have to just do it all over again. So do it right the first time, and then you're going to have a problem. I have relationships with people I've been working with for 3 years, because I started in December 2009, and I have great relationships with great people, still have the same team members. I mean, I learned the right way to do it, and of course I made mistakes, of course, but I just want to let everybody know, if you don't build a relationship, you're not going to do well in this industry, this business or profession.
100%. It's about. I think Robert Hollis. We all know him. Of course, he's a mentor of both of ours. And he said it's all about being a giver. And giving out as much information, giving as much away free as you can. And it's really interesting. It's to watch how people react when you actually offer some help and some free help, and they didn't even expect it. It's an amazing and rewarding feeling, isn't it? What I wanted to ask you, Jonathan, is that with the different type of lead strategies out there, you did mention solo. Is there any other forms of lead generation that you would consider would be value that for people who are on a busy schedule to actually consider using?
Yeah, like I said, YouTube. It takes 5 minutes to take a video and upload it, and you should be doing self-development right when you wake up in the morning. You can do it even before you brush your teeth or take a shower. Just watch a training or a video in self-development. And if you don't know where to find those, I just gave you some ideas. JonathanPuga.com, NetworkMarketingPro.com. There's free training that what we're in. You can ask us for that. And there's so many places. YouTube, and just find something to value and something that's in your niche and something to be motivated and grateful about, and start talking about it, because training people how to generate leads, training people how to do all this and all that doesn't inspire anybody. What inspires people is making a video and talk about something that's motivational, talking about putting out quotes, positive pictures, positive things, talking about being grateful, talking about what you've learned. That's what motivates people, giving people hope. Training is great. We have to do that, train our people and show them how to do it. But the thing that builds following and leaders is building yourself and giving people hope. And that's what I'm saying. YouTube is one of the best ways that I've used. And I've had people just come to me. They see my videos and like, hey, can you help me? I want to work with you. It's like that's as automated as you can get. So if you take 5 minutes out of your day to do a YouTube video, and 30 minutes to do some self-development, and then speak about that, then that's the best thing you can do, because that piece of content is going to be on the internet forever. You know what I mean? So that's going to be generating you leads like that, autopilot. And Facebook, that takes a little bit of time if you're working and don't have enough time. But if you can spend 30 minutes to an hour every day developing friendships and relationships on Facebook, So there is no excuse. I mean, I did it, so everybody else can do it. Spend 30 minutes with self-development. Take a video for 5 minutes. You know, use your smartphone, upload it to YouTube, and then go to Facebook for 30 minutes to an hour. Like, comment, share, post value. And when you get off of work, do another 30 minutes to an hour. Put in a solo ad a week, and you're going to be making it in no time. It's just about what you want to do and how bad you want it, and are you going to take the time to do it. I mean, there's no excuses, and I was the busiest guy in the world, so I know that for sure.
That's a good point, Robert, and I take that advice personally as well, because I mean, I can always use "I'm really busy" as an excuse. It's very easy for us to get into that, so I really appreciate you telling me and telling us all that.
No problem.
And you know, I know, and just in learning so much, for example, from ones like Robert Hollis, you know, where you know everything that we do and everything we want to show people how they can have success in this business, finding leads, creating leads, working with leads. It has to be duplicatable, you know, and I would really like for you to be able to maybe show us a little bit or explain to those, because I'm sure some of those watching are going, okay, I heard you talk about solo ad, I can find it on your link and so forth. Is there kind of a short 2-3 minute way of actually showing people how they can actually maybe find the solo ad, or maybe just share a little bit more about how that works? The YouTube aspect, YouTube to me is very, very duplicatable. I mean, I see so many new people, including myself and yours and others, starting to do YouTube videos. I'm now really starting to get more involved in it. I'm taking a personal onus on myself to do that. But that's something that anyone can do, and I realize that. The solo ad, of course, is not. It's something that's new to me since our conversation we had a couple days ago. So maybe if you can, if you see a real lot of value behind that, maybe you can kind of explain to us how we can find that. And what would be our first steps to maybe even experimenting or trying to work with that particular program?
Yeah, well, solo ad, you just, like I said, I mean, you can go out there on Google and just type in solo ad, top solo ads, whatever, and then you can find solo ads, and then you just contact that person, and then you give them, you know, your subject line, then you give them your body of your copy and your link, and then be sure that you track your link, so get a link tracker so you know how many clicks you get so you don't get ripped off, and then they send it out for you. And you just got to build a relationship with them and kind of trust them. And, you know, if they want to give you a high price at first, you want to kind of negotiate and get a lower price. And, you know, there's a whole system of things you have to do it. I mean, you can just go out there and do it, but if I were you, I would learn from somebody that's done it and been successful with it already, like myself. And I learned from a multimillionaire that taught me this strategy, so I know how to do it. He's done a testimonial for me too. It's on YouTube, so I can teach you how to do it. But it'll take me to break down every little single aspect of what to do would be an hour-long show or more. So there's a key thing to do it, and like I said, you have to find the right people. Skype, if you have Skype, there's a community on there that has solo ads. Let me see what it's called. It's a special invite only, so you have to get a hold of me anyway, so there's no point in me telling you the name of it. It's a private invite only, so if you need solo ad sources, let me know and inbox me, and I'll share that with you, and I'll help you do that. And you know, I don't have a product to sell or anything like that. I mean, I just like to share with people and, you know, give them value. And I'm not on here to make money, and neither is Stacy. Stacy just wants to help everybody and get value, and that's what we're here to do. And so yeah, there's certain techniques to do solo ads, and you have to do it in a certain way, and you have to have the right capture page, and you have to have the right offer. There's a lot of different. There's a science to it. And you have to know the science. If you don't know the science, you're going to have a lot of money, send them to the wrong thing, and then you're going to be pissed off and mad because it's not cheap. It's not cheap. So let me know if you need help with that, and that's all I can really say about that.
Okay, awesome. Well, I really, really appreciate that. And you know, I think there's a lot of ways that those of you out there who are, you know, who aren't ready to take the leap into that solo ad arena because of the costs involved. I think that obviously Jonathan made it very clear, as Robert has in the past as well, many times over and over again, has made it very clear for us that YouTube is one of the best channels we can use. It's a great way to interact with people. People get to see the expression in your face. They get to see your smile. They get to see your laughter. I think people can relate to video a lot better. It's where the know, like, and trust starts to get, obviously is developed between you as a stranger to somebody else who doesn't know you online. And that's where we can obviously tie Facebook in too, because now we're able to post our YouTube into Facebook, so it ties very well to with each other. So obviously we've got some really great ideas and some awesome direction in which we can take our business in generating leads. And of course YouTube is a very inexpensive, if not actually a free way to, as you said it best, Jonathan, people are going to be seeking you out, and they're going to be doing that based on the amount of video posts that we have, the variety of information that we're sharing with people. And as Robert said to me in the very beginning when I did my very first interview with him, he says, don't worry about the mistakes, don't worry about the hiccups. He says, you know, people will relate to you as a real person. They're going to know this is real. They're going to know it's not staged. You know, and I think a lot of people out there is going to respect that. What's your thoughts on that?
Yeah. Well, I tell you what, Stacy, Facebook, let's talk about that for a minute. When I started out, I did the wrong things. I didn't know what I was doing until I got the training and understand and realize, you know, and the great thing is, what would I do if, how would I act if, you know, so you got to really think about what you're doing and how you would feel if it happened to you and how you would react to it. You know what I mean? And you don't want to solicit people a link to anything. The first thing you want to do on Facebook and social media is not about signing people up in your business. It's about building a relationship with that person over time, then asking them the right questions, seeing if they're open, right? So the first thing I do when I make friends with somebody is say, hey, you know, I send them a jib jab video and it's funny. Thanks for being my friend. You rock. Have a rocking day. Then I send them a private message and say, hey, nice. Thanks for your friendship. Let me know if you have a minute. I'd love to get to know you a little bit more. And then I get to know them and ask them, hey, you got kids? I see you like this. You know, what do you like to do for fun? You know, are you into home-based business? Are you an entrepreneur? What do you do for a living? How long you been doing it? Do you like it? Are you happy? Once I find out if they're happy and they're successful in what they're doing, that gives me, you know, room to open up, say, hey, you know, listen, you know, if you're not happy, if you're struggling in your business, you know, I feel you. I've been there before. But what I did was I found a mentor that showed me the way, because if you're failing right now, it's either because you don't have a mentor or you're just stuck. You know what to do, but you just won't do it. So that's the way I was, and I found a mentor, and it helped me with that. Let me send you over some information if you're open to it. And once you check out the information, then I can introduce you to my mentor. Okay, so I'm always throwing it off. I'm like, hey, you need to meet Robert, or whoever your mentor is, you say. And then it's not necessarily me getting Robert on the phone, or my mentor. I can do that on Facebook. I can go to his Facebook wall, suggest him as a friend. They become friends. I let Robert know, hey, this guy needs help. I gave him the website, you know, and they really need some help. So check him out, befriend him, and then Robert makes a friend with them, and he decides to join or whatever. You know, it's fine, you know, because we offer, with what I have, over 200 hours of free training. For goodness sakes, if you go back there, it's unbelievable, the self-development, the social media training, the marketing training that we have back there for 90 days for free by 2 documented multimillionaires that have helped thousands of people. I mean, it's unbelievable. So what I have to offer is different than everybody. I have value to offer. I don't lead on the internet with my business of a shake product or a coffee product or whatever product. So what are you doing? Oh, you're struggling in that company. Here, come struggle over here. Ding, 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 wrong. You have to have value to give people. You have to have training by documented people that know what the hell they're doing. Okay? You can't create your own product if you never had success before. That's the sad thing out there. There's a lot of posers and people lying to people out there. So what I do is I give value and I edify my mentor, and that's it. Even if I was making $1 million a month, or a year, I would still edify my mentor. It's never going to stop. It's never going to change. It's called edification, and that's one of the basic skills you have to master in this business. If you don't ever master edification, you're not going to do very well, or you're going to have a bunch of people maybe join you if you're a great marketer, but they're going to drop off. I mean, you're never going to get that respect. You're never going to go to that next level. So when I talk to people on Facebook, I make a friend, a genuine friend. I come from my heart, and I ask them questions so I can help them. If they're not open, if they're a jerk, if they want to lie to me and say they are making it, they are happy, but they're not happy, guess what? They're the wrong people. Move on next. Find the next person. But don't be mean to them. Encourage them. Be nice. Be friends. Keep posting your positive motivational stuff. Keep posting value. And people are going to be drawn to you and say, hey, you know, I've had people say no to me a million times. And then they come back to say, you know what, Jonathan, I was struggling. I do need your help. And then I introduce them to the man that helped me. That's as simple as it is. I don't try to help be the deal and train them and all this crazy stuff. I mean, I help them and I mentor them, yes, and coach them. I'm a coach. But I always send them to my mentor because my mentor can help them more than I can because he's been doing it longer. He's more documented. It's just like, you know, your dad. If you have a good father, you know, your father knows more than you do, even though you think you might know more. He's been in the world longer. He's been around longer. They have more wisdom. So I always humble myself, and that's another thing you have to do, humble yourself, and just come from a place of giving. The more you give, the more you receive. So don't go messaging people on Facebook with your link saying, check out this program. We're in this new deal. La, la, la. You know, I'm making this extra money, blah, blah, blah. I mean, no one cares about that. No, people don't care what you know until they know that you care. And that's the way to do social media. It takes time. And another thing I like to do with it is as soon as I can, after I build a relationship and talk to them and, you know, figure out whatever, I like to get them on a Google Hangout or Skype and see them face to face, build a friendship, and then find out what we're doing, see if we can help each other. And that's the best way to do it.
Brilliant. I love it. You know, you couldn't, I mean, if I was actually closing this thing out, that would have been a perfect closeout right there. You know, it was awesome. You know, it's true. You know, there's, and just to kind of recap on what we talked about, you know, in regards to leads, you know, there's so many ways that we can actually create leads, Jonathan, and we've talked, you shared so many great ideas with us, you know, and whether it be we're a very busy lifestyle and you want to invest some money and go into the solo ad aspect of it, and also keep in mind you've got to build the relationships around the people you've actually got and now as new leads. Or there's, you know, the tried and true and tested ways where we have our mentor, the multi-millionaire, you know, has been using YouTube like there's no tomorrow. Every time he's got an amazing YouTube, whether it be something about the business or watching a guy doing in a car wash. You know, it's all about just getting out there in the world and let people see who you are. You know, so we have our YouTube, we have our Facebook, you know, we have our solo ads for those who are in a very busy lifestyle who are looking to try to create some leads. You know, so we've got some amazing ways that we can actually build our business. And you
also, I don't know if you remember, but there's also another way. Purchasing your own leads, buying leads.
Yes, we were talking about that 2 days ago, weren't we? About buying your own lead. Now, maybe that's where we can maybe compare how that compares to solo ads. How is that different?
Well, I don't buy leads all the time, but in the beginning I did, and I built a big business with it. And I'm actually going back to calling leads because I believe it's a great source. You know, I believe that people are out there. It's actually better than cold calling, in my opinion, because if you look up the statistics on cold calling, they're not very good. I mean, you have to call and call and call and contact people like 7 times. Most people won't answer. It's like a 2% ratio. It's very difficult to cold call. Now, do I still cold call resumes sometimes? Yes. If I see a good quality, you know, resume on Craigslist or Jobvertise, I'm gonna call them. You know why? Because it's just another person I'm putting in the box, another person I'm peeking, and you know what? You never know. You just never know. So I call good quality people like that, and then you know, leads is you have to know where to get them though. There's people that oversell them, that just want to make money off of a lead business game, and you have to know the right, the right sources to go to. So I've been fortunate enough to find the right sources by top leaders that are known to build businesses just by calling leads. And there's a lot of people that are making 6 figures, 7 figures that just mostly use leads. But you have to know where to get them. You have to know how to talk to them. Yeah, I know how to talk to them. I have failed miserably calling them, and failed my way to success and learn how to call them. It's all about building a relationship, asking them the right questions, and seeing if they're open. And you don't want to be, marry the process and divorce the outcome. And I learned that from Lisa Grossman. And that's how you have to be when you're calling leads. You have to act like you got the best thing in the world. You got to act like you got the golden ticket for them to get them and solve all their problems. But you got to find out what their problems are, and then show them how you can help them solve them. You have the plan to help them. That's the main key when it comes to calling leads. And I suggest it for people if you can afford it. I mean, it's not as expensive as solo ads, and so it's a great way. So whatever your budget is, find a marketing budget, because you're a business owner. Find a little bit of money you can set over the side and say, this is my marketing budget for the month, while you're building your social networks. So you're getting lead flow, you're talking to people, and if you're talking to 20 or 30 people a day, you're going to accidentally build an empire. That's just the way it goes. Numbers are numbers, and that's it. You can't have a limiting mindset either. You have to believe. You have to come. When you're out there, when you wake up every day, you have to, pray if you're spiritual, or, you have to have a positive attitude and say, look, send me to the right people, let me help the right people, and then you call and you just do it, and you keep sharpening your axe, and keep self-development, keep training, and definitely the mentorship is the #1 thing. And if you do that, all these lead generation strategies, purchasing leads, solo ads, Facebook, YouTube, all these lead sources are going to work for you, but you have to be consistent. You have to believe. You can't say, oh, this is not working after a week of doing videos and you quit. Give me a break, man. For real. You have to be consistent and know where you're going, and be, develop that leadership, develop that confidence, and just keep improving yourself.
That's very, very, very true. This is a subject for a different video, but
Yep.
it's like the why. We have to know our why. If our why is strong enough to where we want to change our life, whatever our direction, wherever we want to take our life, our family, our personal life, our finances, our happiness, we have to know our why. And that why is going to keep us sticking to this, and we're not going to give up. And just like you said, you can't just give up because you've failed or because you haven't seen results in a month or in 3 weeks. This is something that we're learning from you, for example, who've been at this business for a number of years now, and then we're being mentored by individuals like Robert Hollis, who's been in this years for over 20 years, who's came from a struggling background, who actually found a mentor, and who turned his life around to a life that many people just dream of having. Yet it's just about just sticking to something and then finding the right people to work with. And so I'm very, very thankful to be able to have you as a new friend in my life now too. And I'm sure we're gonna have a lot of exciting times working together, and potentially some great future travel trips together too.
Oh yeah, definitely, man. I can't wait to go to Costa Rica, Colombia with you. Those girls are beautiful over there.
Well, that's another subject.
Oh yeah. I can go on that subject for another hour, but yeah, the whole thing. People might say, I don't have enough time to call leads. I don't have enough time to do this or that. That's just a limiting belief. And if you get off work at like 8 o'clock, on the Pacific time, guess what? It's 2 hours earlier. You can still call leads. If you call 10 leads a day, and you just call them for 5 days and forget the weekends, that's 10 every day. That's 50. That's 200 leads a month. 200 people you peaked a month. So if you only sign up maybe, I don't know, 30 or 40 out of 200 for free, and then they upgrade, there you go. It's just about making time and getting your numbers up. Get the numbers up, build your value, and don't make excuses. Don't have limiting beliefs, because you can do all these marketing strategies. and it'll all work. But just pick one or two, master that, and then move on to the next, and then move on to the next. And don't be flipping back and forth. Just master a couple, then go from there.
And that's right. I agree with you 100%. I'm actually going to really take to heart what you mentioned to us today, Jonathan, and find the right ones that work for me. I think I can encourage that for anyone watching this. Find the particular vehicles that actually work for you, or that you're going to actually work on, and just focus on them. And if it's Facebook and if it's YouTube video, and that's what you're going to do, and you're going to focus on making those your vehicle to be able to build your audience with, then focus and get really good at that. If it's going to be the solo ads, then obviously you want to walk into that with a commitment to follow through with it, because obviously that takes an investment of dollars. So if you're prepared to do that, then you got to follow through with it. So you're going to see some positive results. But it all ties in with knowing what your why is. It all ties in, of course, with follow through and building relationships and know, like, and trust with people. And everything ties in. It all just stems right back to what you and I have been learning, and everyone on the show has been learning through our training, through our back office, all the free training that we've got access to. I mean, this is what's really developed us to the point we are now, and I can't wait to see where we're at in the next year, where we are with the next year. I can't wait to see where we're at within the next 6 months.
Exactly.
Practicing this information and applying it to all these other new tools we have of actually getting out there and promoting and showing and sharing. More importantly, it's the sharing of information, and let those people come looking for us.
Yeah, and the thing I like about it is that a lot of people create programs and marketing and training and whatever, but it's only about them. They're the only ones that get branded and built up. They're the only ones that make the money. With what we created, we have something that we want to build you up. We want to build your brand. We want you to be a coach. We want you to be a trainer. We want you to be training at our seminars. We want everybody from it doesn't matter what company you're in, that's what we help. Whatever company and struggle you're in, we help you develop with the self-development, with the marketing training, the social media training, the branding, the promoting, the building. We help you with that. We have a community that helps you with that. Robert Hollis, Bill Ebert, everybody that we're involved with. And I'm not trying to sell this. I'm just trying to let everybody know that people have a misconception of these different training things. People are scared to send people to other people's training. I know people that are scared to send their whole group and team to an Eric Worre GoPro event. My God, are you kidding me? Oh, they're going to learn from that leader, from that company. They might want to, steal them away or this or that. That's a limiting belief. We're all here to help each other and share and build and learn. So I just love our community. I know it helps everybody. I know that everybody that comes in is going to be, have major value, major pops. It's going to change your life like it changed my life. I humble myself. It's going to help build your brand. If you want to be a coach, it's going to help build your platform as a coach. If you want to be a trainer in live seminars and get you out there, that's what we're here to do and to help you. And we have the best captain, I think, and leader. And, if you're interested in that, great. If not, you're not. And we still love you and we'll still help you, because me and Stacey are here to provide value and to most of all be your friend. And we just want you to succeed. That's why I did this webinar. I'm not trying to sell anything. There won't be a link underneath this video. Me and Stacey just like to give value, and that's just the kind of person that Stacey is. He's a up-and-coming rising star in this industry. We're going to be speaking on stage together and drinking some margaritas or whatever in Costa Rica or some island. I don't even know where we'll be.
I like the sound of that. Awesome. Well,
yeah, we're not even on the same team, Stacey. Right?
We're not on the same team, but we are on the same team.
And we're still working together, right?
Still working together. We're still all part of Success in Minutes, and that's what it's all about.
That's what it's all about. See, when people get that and work with each other and help each other, no matter what, not expecting anything in return, that's when we're going to be successful.
100%. Well, I really want to give it out to you, Jonathan. I really want to thank you for making the time to be available for this call and to share your wisdom and share your experiences. And of course, your humor and laughter is always contagious. So it's awesome. I love it. And I'm really looking forward to doing another call with you. I'm sure we're going to have some really great information to share with everyone. And as we get to do this, we're going to continue to know each other even better. And I'm not just going to put it out there for everyone out there. I'm just going to really encourage you to just take the step. Get some interviews in place, do some personal videos. I say that to myself as well because I'm actually going to be doing that this weekend as well to create some personal videos. Just take the time, invest that short time. Jonathan made it very clear you don't have to put a lot of time if you're very busy. Schedule yourself. It means getting up a half hour earlier in the morning so you have time to do some Facebook positive posting. You have some time to read something inspirational and motivational and do a short little 2-3 minute video on it and share it with people. That doesn't take a lot of time. We all seem to have time to watch a half-hour sitcom. We all seem to have a half-hour time in our day that seems to have just gone away and gone to waste. If we actually look at the time that we actually waste on things that aren't actually productive or that actually isn't doing us or our families much good, invest that time into doing something that could change your life forever. So, just put the time into it. And I'm just going to give the camera over to Jonathan one more time for a closeout. Just to get his final words on his words for us here.
Yeah, well, the final word I would like to tell people is find a mentor. Find a mentor that knows what they're doing, do what they teach, and just be consistent. And everything that we covered here, me and Stacy, it works. It's documented. It's worked for me. It's working for him. We're showing you what you need to do. Now, I just hope and pray that you do it and don't procrastinate or make an excuse. That's the biggest thing. If you just get into action and start doing, the know-how is going to come. Great things are going to come. The harder you work, the luckier you get. So that's my final thought. And I hope everyone has a wonderful and blessed day, and I wish everybody success.
Thank you, Jonathan, and I also want to thank you, everybody, for joining me here once again on What's the Bottom Line. And I believe we actually got to the bottom line on really how you can help build your leads and how you can build your social media. And once again, if any of you have any questions, you can simply find Jonathan on Facebook. You can Jonathan Puga. You can find myself, Mr. Stacy. For those who may not know my full name, it's Stacy Twists. For those who might be wondering why I call Mr. Stacy, of course, well, the name Stacy, that pretty much goes for it. So a long time ago, I actually just decided I'll call it Mr. So you can find me on Facebook, Mr. Stacy. There, message me. I don't care what team you're on. I'm there to help you. As is Jonathan is too, and I want to thank you all for taking the time to watch this, and God bless all of you, and until next time, have a blessed day.
Bye, everybody.